Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about Venom, and we're going to focus on his rogues gallery, which Venom, oddly enough, even though he has been around for a while, most of the characters that Venom has clashed with over the years are mostly Spider-Man villains. And honestly, during his villain phases, he has battled a lot against Spider-Man and other spider-adjacent heroes. So I have been going through my complete comic book collection and going through every single one of Venom's appearances and battles. So I have already finished going through the Remender run, through the Donny Cates run. I probably have 80% of both of those series. Then most of Venom's appearances, his early appearances in Spider-Man. And going through that, I have to say that I've only found 5 recurring characters who Venom has battled against. There are more characters where Venom has gone up against more than once, but I feel like these are the only ones of note where we have a couple of really good stories. So here we have from Marvel Series 1, Venom's first trading card. It's based on the first iteration of the character when he was designed by Todd McFarlane. So you do have the giant mouth with the teeth, but you don't have the crazy tongue yet and the green drool. That's going to be something that Eric Larson is going to add to the character. So on the backside, we have some cool information about the character, especially all the battles that he's fought, win, losses, and ties. Now, back when I was a kid, I actually thought that someone had gone through every single appearance of Venom and tallied all the battles like I did now, but that's not the case. I think these trading cards came out in the early 90s, and Venom's first appearance was in 1988. I might be wrong there, but there's no way up until that moment that we've had 115 Venom appearances and battles within those appearances. Now, that aside, it is established here that Venom has won 42 battles, has lost 61, tied 12. It establishes, obviously, especially for this time, Spider-Man is his arch nemesis. Now, in my collection, as of 2025, I have 115 comic books where Venom pops up. And here are the top 5 recurring characters that he has had to battle against. So at number 5, we have the Fly. Both confrontations within my collection that we have between Venom and the Fly were during Remender's run. So we're talking about Agent Venom. Like, I do have to say that all the stats that I'm counting revolve around the Venom symbiote. So it doesn't matter which host he had during that time. Further down the line, I'll do a ranking of my favorite Venom hosts. So that aside, let's get back to the Fly. We have 2 battles against the Fly, and I think it's the second one where we get one of the best stories from the Remender run where the Fly screws over Venom. Sorry, I misread the stats to the Fly. They have clashed 3 times. So Agent Venom has been able to... Sorry, I misread the stats. Venom has clashed against the Fly all in the Remender run 3 times. He has defeated him 2 times and lost once. And I do have to say that Remender did a fantastic job with the Fly. You really learn to hate the guy. He's totally disgusting. And I also like the focus that they made him very cunning and he was able to dupe Agent Venom in that story that I referenced earlier. Basically, he tricks Agent Venom in stopping the Hobgoblin from killing the Fly. Then at number 4, we have the Guardsmen, who, for those who don't know, basically they're superpowered security for most of Marvel's prisons, especially the Vault. Now, for those who don't know, they are basically superpowered security. They have those green body armors. The Guardsmen were in charge of security at the Vault, where we have that classic one-shot Avengers, the Vault Death Trap, or something like that. The thing is, the story is really solid because it's one of the very few times where you get to see Venom as straight up evil. Like, he's the Eddie Brock Venom. And you get to see Venom for the first time branch out and tussle against other heroes who are not Spider-Man. Even Spider-Man's not in the story. And I guess out of all the conflicts that Venom has had with the Guardsmen, that's the one of note. So Venom has 2 victories against the Guardsmen and 2 losses, so that's a total of 4. Now, at number 3, we have Jack-O-Lantern, who is basically Venom's shocker. And Jack-O-Lantern as a Venom villain also started off during the Remender run, and he stuck around. And Remender made Jack-O-Lantern very interesting. He's very sadistic. And outside of that run, like every once in a while, you have Venom punching the snot out of this guy. So within my collection, they have clashed 7 times where Venom has been able to defeat him 5. And we have 2 occasions where we don't have any outcome, where Jack-O-Lantern is able to escape. I do have to mention that The Fly and Jack-O-Lantern in Remender's run were part of a team called the Savage Six, who were led by the Crime Master, who was like the big bad of most of Remender's series. Then at number 2, we have Carnage, Venom's offspring. I always get a kick out of all the confrontations that we've had over the years between Venom and Carnage, but there's never too deep stories there. I have a total of 10 battles between both of these characters where we have Venom come out on top 3 times. He has lost 2 and they have tied 5. I do have to mention that I don't have all the battles between both of these characters, and I'm missing like a pretty important story in my collection that I have to get, which is Maximum Carnage. And obviously, at number 1, we have Spider-Man, that in my collection they have battled 13 times. Venom has only 1 clean win over the Webhead, and he has lost 8 times, and they have tied 4. Now, for me, the standout battles between these characters are during the early era of Venom, so all of his appearances with Todd McFarlane and Eric Larson. The whole thing that Venom was obsessed with Peter Parker, and he would stalk him, and since Venom doesn't activate Spidey's spider sense, made Venom feel like he was a true threat to Spider-Man. But ever since we have had that transition from Venom being a villain to a anti-hero to a hero, his battles with Spider-Man are not that interesting. They are fun to see. Maybe the whole conflict that we had between Spider-Man and Venom during the first appearance of Carnage, that was also pretty good. But we're going to leave things here. Further down the line, I'm going to update all these stats and see if we have any changes. Maybe I can extend this ranking to a top 10. But for now, see you guys next time. Bye.